Hello and welcome to Subnautica Below Zero. Today I'll be seeing how long it takes me to get the platinum medal for collecting all 13 achievements in this game. On my way down, I crashed into a meteor which ejected my life pod in the middle of nowhere as I descended into the snowy mountains of 4546B. I escaped my shuttle, harvested some resources, and made my way towards my drop pod. Yo, achievement number 1. With the resources I gathered on my way to the life pod, I crafted myself a scanner, a knife, a flashlight, and an oxygen tank. I don't usually use these, but I'm crafting flashlights. Within a few minutes, I had stumbled upon the Architect Sanctuary in the Twisty Bridges with a floating cube asking me for a storage medium. The alien voice claims that the transfer is complete, and I find out that an alien named Alan is stuck in my head as we achieve achievement number 2. Alright, achievement number 2.
Alan's gonna be inside you.
This is Ayden. We were playing through the game at the same time on a live stream, so you'll hear us talking to each other a little bit. I gathered the third of my missing sea truck fragments and found the last mobile vehicle bay fragment. I threw out the bay and built myself a sea truck 38 minutes into the playthrough. I used my newfound sea truck to traverse to a beacon where I heard a woman warning me to stay off this island.
You're trespassing. If you know what's good for you, you'll get the hell out of here.
Unfortunately though, I can't read and I lost my ears, so her message was futile. It's a cool idea that there's a plant that emits heat. Like, because usually heat burns plants. After ample exploring, I get jumped by a woman in a prawn suit who tells me to stay off her land and runs into the ocean.
Stay off my land.
I continue exploring because, again, who needs their senses in the Big 26? I discover a satellite tower atop the peak of this glorified hill that seems to be missing a test override module port, whatever that even is. I'm sure we'll figure that out soon enough. I finally found the habitat builder fragment that I was looking for an hour, so I built my high capacity oxygen tank, habitat builder, and sea truck depth upgrade module Mark 1, allowing my sea truck to go 300 meters down or 984 feet in freedom units. Basically, the storyline of this game is that you go around scanning little fragments of Alan's memory until he remembers where we can find pieces of his body in order to build him a new storage medium. Well, this was the first little fragment of his memory in a sea monkey cave. Shortly after, I found another artifact which was enough to trigger Alan's memory for a body component. In Subnautica Below Zero, you have to do a lot of stuff on the surface, so I thought it would be a smart idea to build my base right near the surface for convenience purposes. To be honest, I don't really know if I was right or wrong, but building my base and moving all the resources cost me a lot of time. Regardless, I gave myself a solar panel and named my beacon. There's gotta be some name for the phenomenon when you have none of the resources you're looking for exactly when you're looking for them, and then as soon as you don't need them anymore, you have infinite.
There has to be a name for that now.
We should make one. We should call it the Epstein-Diddy effect.
No, you know, I'm on board.
I got myself a repair tool and crafted a thermo blade. So you know how my old base was called Big Ob Rib up in Atlanta? The Below Zero base is called Big Ob Rib up in Providence.
Not the Providence.
Get me out of Providence, bro. It was at this point that my roommate decided to come into my room and begin to assemble a spike ball net on my bed. This has nothing to do with Subnautica, but just let it be known that it's happening in the background for the next 30 minutes. Moving swiftly along, I needed a spiral plant clipping, so I entered the cloaca of a vent garden to steal its precious innards. I cooked up the sea truck depth module Mark 2, which allows me to go 650 meters down. While I was exploring the lily pads, I came across the same one I ran into earlier, so with no regards to trespassing, I immediately docked in her port before her snowstalker railed me.
But what the hell, boy?
This woman, Marguerite Maida, who was actually on the Degassi crew that crashed on the other side of 4546B in the first game, claims that she might be able to help Robin find information about her sister if she disabled the satellite that we saw earlier. Oh yeah, that's like a whole other plot point in this game. Robin, the main character, descended upon this planet investigating the death of her sister, Samantha, who worked as a scientist for Altera, but more on that later. Luckily, Marguerite had the fragments we need to override the satellite. As I descended into the deep lily pads, I encountered another alien sanctuary, this time with the first body component we need to assemble Alan's body. I expanded my base with a moon pool because my sea truck was on life support, and I found another artifact in the sea monkey caves. Then my dad called me. You guys needed to know that, by the way. Don't worry though, the timer's going up for a reason because I accidentally paused it, so I was letting it run to actually catch up with the amount of time that I took to play the game. Next, I entered the Omega Labs, where I scanned my prawn suit fragments and found another alien artifact. The next thing I needed to disable the radio tower was something called a parallel processing unit, requiring 3 fragments. I thought you could find 1 fragment in each wing of a fallen ship called the Mercury 2. In the first wing, I found 1 processing unit fragment. In the second wing, I found a second. In the third wing, I discovered that there was actually more than 1 fragment in this large wreck, and I probably wasted my time going to the other 2 smaller fragments. Oh well. Upon scanning another alien artifact, Alan claims that he sees no evidence that his people are still on the planet or even still alive. How sad. I built the vehicle upgrade console, and I was finally able to construct the test override module for the radio tower. I plugged it into the tower and got... Wait, what achievement are we on? Man, I don't know. It says it at the top of the screen. There's an achievement. Let's go. Alan is impressed. Marguerite calls Robin. I don't really know how. Do they got iPhones up in here? Whatever. She says that she got a present for us on top of an iceberg in a greenhouse a kilometer east. I found it a lot quicker than I usually do, and Marguerite offers Robin a PDA containing some information about Sam's death. She gel my sack till my fluid is hydraulic. That was tough. Yay, repair the bridge, okay. While exploring the facility, Alan says that he can detect another body component to the northeast, which I actually find pretty quickly. Next, I visit the wreckage of Phi Robotics Lab, where Sam and her coworkers did their research and lived. You'll notice I used past tense. It appears they are no longer among us. Hang in there, guys. I'm gonna beat the game eventually with every achievement. Just hang in there. In the lab though, I got my Snow Fox fragment. I went home and built a large room to expand my base, but I ended up flooding it, so I put a reinforcement and repaired the inside. I built a jukebox, unlocking the next achievement, and played the best track in the game.
We make music and we're moved by it. Not everything is about control.
I somehow got like 4 nuclear reactor rods. I think they were in the Mercury, so I decided to use a nuclear reactor for power because I'd be surprised if 4 nuclear reactor rods couldn't last me the rest of the playthrough. Another one. Nice. Next, I brought my little spy pingling to a cave to get magnemite, and I put my Snow Fox platform down on the surface before using a pingling to steal Snowstalker fur. I still think hold Q to self-destruct is kind of hilarious. Like, what would be the point of doing that? What would anyone gain from that? Apparently, when I was in Phi Robotics, I completely missed the office of one Dr. Zeta Landon, where I was able to scan the snowsuit. I went home to craft the snowsuit, unlocking the next achievement. I saw these Aurora Borealis-esque lights and stopped to marvel at them, completely forgetting that my debug information is still on the screen. So there goes all that aura. Eventually, I found the Spy Penguin cave where Sam hid the cure to the Kara, the disease we're battling in the first game. I soon found my way to this mining site where Altera was excavating ice around an infected Leviathan. Apparently, after Sam found out Altera wanted to weaponize the Kara virus, she worked together with Marguerite to explode the research labs, unfortunately taking her own life to ruin Altera's research. I cured the Leviathan with Sam's cure, which in theory cured the rest of the planet, wrapping up Sam's work on this planet and giving Robin some closure. I went to the crystal caves for some kyanite, but I decided that to save time, I wouldn't go for the perimeter defense module because every time the Leviathan attacks you, it does about 50 to 60% damage, so I figured I could just get out and heal my sea truck after every attack. This strategy works, but holy crap, it is annoying and time consuming. Ow. I kinda wish I had the perimeter defense model at this point. With my newfound kyanite, I crafted the Sea Truck Depth Module Mark III, allowing me to go 1,000 meters down. Alan claims that there's something deeper in the crystal caves, and I find the final component.
You have scanned all the components we need to make the storage important.
After assembling all the items required, I continued to the Fabricator Caverns. God damn it. Juked. Holy juke. I just confused bro so hard. As we're building Alan's body, he starts to tell us that he was the cause of the outbreak of Kara on 4546B. Alan finally transfers to his new body and finishes telling his story. Apparently, he thought he could harness the power of the Sea Dragon and Leviathan eggs to make a cure. It turns out he was right, but the Sea Dragons didn't like their eggs being stolen, so it destroyed the facility and released the Kara bacterium. Yo, second to last achievement. This is where I landed, back where it all started. This might only barely be slower than the first Subnautica game, which is crazy because I do not know this game like I know the first one. But I don't know, maybe there's more to do in the first one than there is in the second one. I meet up with Alan, where he offers to take me to his home planet to see if anybody is still alive. Apparently, I have no connections at all on Earth because I willingly go inside this portal to meet the architects. Alan gives me 2 of his super robot arms, and I fix 2 fallen pillars. I jump on the ship, and I think I just went inside Alan.
And if they survived?
With you, I am ready to face whatever awaits.
We fly to the precursor planet, and the screen fades to white as I acquire my final achievement 8 hours into the playthrough. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in another video. If you're still here, please drop a sub, or if you don't want to do that, at least drop a like. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I do like that in Subnautica, when you put an item into a chest, it automatically sorts it by the item. Like, not enough games do that, honestly.
You made a statement so true. No, you're right. Genuinely.